Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Boom Boom Room. I'm here with you with Whispers Across America.
Whisper.
Oh, he's going back to his old his old style. The original OG Whispers. Oh, man.
Tonight's gonna be a spooky one.
Oh, definitely, definitely. How you been, Ted?
All right, all right. This is Kentucky, man. This one, dude, birthplace of bourbon.
Yep.
They were big for a while there. They were big tobacco farmers. They were, they got the Kentucky Derby out there. So,
Oh, yeah.
hey, you know that they have to have some OG spooky stories, man.
Oh, you know that when I first got married, I went out there working with my brother, and I went out. I think it was Louisville, and I was painting some tobacco barns and fences black. You know what I mean? And they used this special kind of stuff, this paint on those barns. It had creosote in it, and that creosote's kind of stuff will burn you, man, but it's really good for the wood. You know what I mean? When you paint it,
For waterproofing, right?
Yeah. We do the black fence. That's all there is, man. It's black fences and black barns for tobacco barns. You know, I guess for the heat. Yeah, big old tobacco barns, and we paint the sides of them and done a lot of fences. But I think they don't use creosote anymore. You know, because
is it carcinogenic or something like that?
Yeah, it would burn you. You smell it. I think they might still use it because you ever go by a freshly sealed parking lot and smell that smell? So
yeah, I mean, isn't creosote part of asphalt?
Yeah. Well, it's a sealer. You know, they had two types of sealer. I've done that when I was younger, and they have a water-based sealer that's got creosote, and then they have like an oil-based sealer, you know, like two different types. But the creosote, what I'm saying is I think they use it, but it's not as strong, because I remember back when I was so naive and stupid. You know how when you're a kid, and I was in my early 20s and I was working, and I you know how you sweat and wipe your eyes? I had that stuff all over my hands and got in my eyes and swelled my whole face up, man. Yeah, that stuff will swell you up. Yeah, that's if you're sweating. So
that's kind of like a sophisticated look, though, man. Black fences, yeah. I mean, not the swelling face, the black fences.
Yeah, rich people, dude. Beautiful green grass, you know, that Kentucky, you know, bluegrass or whatever you call it. Man, it's beautiful.
That's right.
Beautiful. But my uncle, he's passed away in the early 90s. He actually worked for William Shatner out of Louisville, and he done some work for him, and he had his cousin with him, an ignorant old hillbilly, you know, working with him. And Williams finally, you know, he got the job from the foreman, you know what I'm saying? And at last he got to meet William Shatner. I guess he was there at the farm, and when my uncle's cousin, which was my cousin too, the old man, they're both passed away. He walks up to William Shatner. He said, "I really like those Star Wars films you in."
Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. My first cousin was told me about it, and I was like, oh my God, really? So I was so embarrassed. Yeah.
Shatner says, "I am not Luke's father."
But that's true. The story did work for me. But it's a beautiful place, Kentucky. But it's also, I got in some of the back hills of Kentucky driving around just to see. And yeah, them hollows and spooky, man.
Yeah. There could be some spooky places, huh?
Really spooky.
I mean, if you imagine a bunch of barns and fences that are painted black, what do they look like at night? You know?
Yeah. Exactly. No. It's now don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful country, but you get back in them hills and because I'd like, when I go to a new place when I was working, I always like driving, you know, looking around, checking everything out. And dude, I'm not kidding with you. You get back and people start looking at you and all weird and like you're gonna eat me or something.
Where are you from?
Yeah, where are you from, boy? No, but anyway, I guess we can get started with your first story.
Well, bourbon whiskey, man. So
maybe not.
Bourbon.
Tell me about bourbon. Tell me about bourbon.
Just because we're on the subject, you know.
No, it's fine.
Because it's
Kentucky.
Because there's there's whiskey where back in back in Scotland and in Ireland they made it with the wheat, you know, out of wheat. And but with bourbon whiskey, like our favorite Jack Daniel and among others, but that's they actually tried when they got over here, they tried corn. And that worked out to make the bourbon whiskey. Gotcha. So kind of the same. Yeah. Same beverage, but made with a different main ingredient there.
Well, I know that everywhere they got them whiskey barrels, used ones for sale you can get, and some people use them as decorative stuff, you know, and they're really cool, like burnt barrels, whatever they do, the process, you know, they're burnt. The barrels are. So, yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It's a beautiful state, beautiful women too, beautiful horses.
So there's this place in Kentucky called Sadieville.
Ooh.
And I'm not sure exactly where it is, but the story goes, the first of the 4 spooky Kentucky stories. And this is titled The Scarecrow of Sadieville. Did you ever drive through Sadieville, Kentucky? A tiny little town right off the interstate. You blink and you'll miss it. But if you happen to pass through on a foggy fall evening, when the cornfields are dry and brittle and the crows fly off in a panic, you might notice a lone scarecrow standing just beyond the fence line. Straw for guts, sack for a head, a stitched up smile carved too wide. But folks around here say that thing wasn't always just straw. They say it started in the early 1900s when a drifter named Elias Cromwell rolled into town. He was a quiet fella, worked for room and board on the Jenkins farm, just outside of Sadieville. Elias was a hard worker. He didn't say much, but folks didn't take kindly to outsiders back then, especially not ones that kept to themselves. Now, old man Jenkins had a daughter, Maybelle. She's a pretty thing, sharp as a tack, and it didn't take long for she and Elias got close, too close for Jenkins' liking. When he found him kissing behind the barn one night, old man Jenkins snapped. The next morning, Elias was gone. Jenkins told folks the drifter had moved on, but Maybelle knew better. She'd heard the shovel in the night. She heard the pigs go restless. She saw blood on the scarecrow's overalls the next morning. A week later, that scarecrow appeared in the field. Brand new. A sack head, a broad shoulders, straw poking out of its sleeves. But here's the thing. The face stitched into it, it had the eyes of Elias, cold and watching. And they saw Jenkins started losing sleep. Said the thing moved when no one was looking, showed up in different parts of the property. One time, Elias woke up to the scarecrow leaning against the window of his room. Then one night, Jenkins just vanished. They found his boots in the cornfield. Just the boots. Nothing else. Over the years, that scarecrow kept showing up. Not just on the Jenkins farm either. People in town started seeing it too. Propped up in their yards. Hanging from fence posts. Standing in the road like it was waiting for something. Or someone. Local legend says if you disrespect a drifter or turn a blind eye to wrongdoings on your land, you might just catch a glimpse of the scarecrow. Elias Cromwell, stitch-mouthed, button-eyed, watching from the field. And if you see him, don't look twice. Don't blink. Just keep driving. And whatever you do, don't stop.
Wow. That kind of spooky, man. That was...
Yeah.
That kind of got me. That sucked me in for real.
That's so what they're saying is basically old man Jenkins made Elias into a scarecrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
so what was that? So he was a drifter, and what was he doing? Messing with his daughter?
No, because he was like doing he got a job working on the Jenkins farm.
Oh, he was a hired man. Okay.
Yeah. But I guess he must have been a decent looking fella, you know, because Maybelle took a shine to him.
Yeah.
And then they snuck off behind the barn one night.
Got caught. Well, see, that reminds me of a show. I think it's on Netflix or Paramount. Not Paramount. I think it's on Netflix. But go ahead. What was you gonna say?
No. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Anyway, what it was back in like the 1800s, and they had this land. These rich people. It's called the Curse. Did you watch it? And what happens is, I guess. They wanted all this land, and these gypsies came in and was parked on the land, and they had right to the land. They owned the land, the gypsies, but instead of giving them the land, all the rich people hired these mercenaries and went out and killed all the gypsies and took, I guess, the old woman and buried her, but she had some silver teeth, and took the man and put him up like a scarecrow. And he went cursed, and and he become doing stuff. That's what it reminds me of, But you need to watch that show; it's really good.
Dude, that old man Jenkins must have had quite a temper, man. Because I mean, he only, the only thing they were doing behind the barn was kissing, man. Yep. They weren't even,
first base.
Yeah, man. Elias only got to first base.
Yeah, took him out.
Poor dude.
Yeah, man, that was awful. He might have been doing. I mean, he might for him to do that. He might have been wanting his own daughter. You know what I mean? To be that. Especially in Kentucky. You never know. But yeah, that's a spooky one, Ted. Spooky, especially tell it around Halloween. That's a good Halloween tale.
Yeah. This is the this is the second scarecrow folklore story that we've come across. The first one was from Iowa. That lady.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The lady scarecrow. So.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't notice there's a second one from Iowa. Yeah, that's a couple back. Yeah.
He's got that drifter, man, though. His name is like that's an old-fashioned name, dude.
Oh yeah.
Elias Cromwell.
It does sound like something about Ichabod Crane or something.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna get you, Elias Cromwell.
That must have been in the early 1900s. So that's when it's supposed to have happened, back in the early 1900s. So over 100 years ago.
Damn.
But Elias Cromwell sounds like a name from 200 years ago.
Yeah, that sounds like the old one, like Ichabod Crane or something.
Yeah,
Headless Horseman.
yeah.
Wonder where that happened at the Headless Horseman. Did that happen in England or it was in the States?
No, that was in the. That was. I think we're gonna get to that one.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like New Hampshire, Connecticut. We already did Connecticut. No,
Okay.
or New. Wait, it might have been New York actually.
Okay.
Because upstate, New York has a lot of, farmland and all that. Yep, New York. Yep. So we ain't got there. We ain't got there yet.
We'll have to remember that one. Because I always liked that story, man.
Oh, yeah.
So, did he ever live, Ichabod? I can't remember.
I think in the original, he went missing, I think.
That's what I was thinking, too.
Yeah.
That he went missing. And he probably might become the Headless Horseman.
Yeah, it could be. The Headless Horseman. I think he was well, we'll probably talk about it more when we get to New York, but I think he was a German. He's supposed to be an old German mercenary, and he died in one of the regional wars up there, and then Cannonball took his head. So.
Oh, okay. Is that what happened? See, I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. I really believed it existed, dude. He did when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, man, that was a spooky one. Especially when he carried a jack-o'-lantern for he would carry it around, throw it at you.
Yep.
So scarecrows, man, like they're pretty spooky. One of the best Halloweens when I was a kid. We always, like everybody sets up a little, not everybody, but like a lot of people would try to set up a little display in the front yard for the kids coming around.
Yeah.
One of the best ones my dad ever did was he put a lawn chair, like a, what do you call those? Lounge chair out in our front lawn. And we dressed him up like a scarecrow. And we put we stuffed the straw around his wrist and made him look like he was stuffed. And then he had a big we got a pumpkin that was big enough to put over his head, and we carved that, right? And he wore that over his head. Now what he would do was the kids would come up and they would look at him, because he would lay there like he was like, just kind of just laying there.
Yeah.
And the kids would come to the front door, and they would kind of look over at him, and then they would go to the front door. Well, when they were up at the front door, he would get up and stand right behind him, real quiet.
Yeah. Dang.
Kids would turn around about lose their candy bags, man.
Shit, I bet they would, dude. That's crazy.
They'd yell and woo, they would book it, man.
Wow, dude.
Yep. That was a good one though, man.
Yeah.
It got that one got kids of all ages.
I bet so. Scared the poop out of them.
He took it easy on the younger ones, but those teenagers. Oh yeah.
He let him have it, didn't
he? Yeah.
Man, that's funny. But yeah, man, I always liked, scaring the kids and stuff like that when it was younger, and it was fun. It was fun. I wouldn't let it get too out of hand and stuff, but it was definitely,
Yeah. Now I have a big inflatable black cat that goes out in the front yard every year, and it's fun to see the kids react. The younger kids, the older kids know all about it, but the younger kids kind of look at that cat like, can that thing can that thing move around?
Man, it's funny. Well, I guess if we got nothing to add, man, that is so spooky though. I really enjoyed that one about the scarecrow. I ain't gonna lie. But I guess the one I am gonna read, Mr. Ted, is the Harp Brothers, America's first serial killers. You want real terror? Forget ghosts and legends. The Harp Brothers were flesh and blood and left Kentucky soaked in it. Micah J. Man, I don't know how to say that name. Micajah. Micajah.
Micajah?
Yeah, Micajah. Yep. That's another old name.
Really old.
Micajah, Big Harp, and Willie Little Harp weren't brothers by blood. They were cousins. They rode together, killed together, become monsters together. Back in the late 1700s, the frontier was lawless. Kentucky was wild, wooded, and brutal. The Harps came out of the Revolutionary War, not as heroes, but as predators, bloodthirsty, broken. They didn't fight for country, they fought for chaos. They started by robbing travelers along the wilderness roads. But robbing wasn't enough for them guys. They enjoyed the killing. It wasn't clean, it wasn't quick, ever. Big Harp was known for gutting his victims, cutting them open, filling their stomach cavities with rocks, and dumping the bodies in the river. He laughed about it, boasted even, said he liked hearing the death rattle. Little Harp, he was the quiet one, more calculating. He lured in strangers with a smile and then slit their throats while they slept. They killed men, women, children, even babies. Anyone was fair game. They once bashed a baby's head against a tree because it wouldn't stop crying. That's the kind of evil we're talking about. Pure evil. Their blood trail stretched across Kentucky and Tennessee. No one was safe. Farmers, innkeepers, travelers. They didn't just kill to survive. They killed because they could. Eventually, the law caught up. In 1799, Big Harp was cornered in Muhlenberg County, Kentucky. Shot, taken down, but he didn't die easy. Before he finally bled out, he confessed at least 20 murders, though most believe the true number was far higher. And his head rolled back in the dirt. His final words were, "God, GD, rough butcher, but cut deep. I want to feel it." Ooh. Hey. You're God so-and-so rough butcher, but cut deep and I want to feel it. They cut his head off and stuck it on a pike right at the crossroads. The place is still called... Now, you spell his name Harpe. Isn't that Harp? When you said, okay, it might have been Harpy, but I thought it was Harp too. The place is called Harpy's Head Road to this day. Little Harpy went underground, joined a river pirate gang, but eventually justice found him too, and he swung from a rope in Mississippi. These men were real, their crimes were documented, and their legend still rotting in Kentucky soil. The next time you're driving down a back road and pass a lonely stretch of woods, remember, not all monsters are born in nightmares. Some wear boots, and some carry blades. Man, them dudes were... I never heard of that. It was supposed to be the first American serial killers, dude. I wonder if that's really true.
I mean, they sounded like kind of like gangsters, you know. I mean, they're just basically like land pirates or outlaws. And I guess they just decided that the life of violence was for them.
Yep. Yeah, guess so.
Didn't say exactly how young they were when they...
No, it did say. I did a little bit of research on that, but...
Met their fate, but a lot of them didn't live that long.
No, not like that. I mean, the average 1900 average death age was like 55. You know, average life expectancy, and them dudes, how they were, shit. Lucky they made it to 30. With all the diseases, all the killing, evil. That's just pure evil, man. It's bad enough killing a woman and a man, but to kill a little baby, you gotta be heartless, straight up heartless.
Yeah, they didn't really they didn't put much value on human life, man.
No.
Out to survive like animals.
What do you think it's like something in your brain that's like cut off from realizing that another human, taking another human's life?
It's probably like nature and nurture, just like with certain breeds of dogs, man. There's some people that just they got their brain, that's just the way they are. Something about their makeup, and then there's probably ones like that get raised right, where they learn civility and but then some of them they don't. and they learn the opposite.
I've seen good families, and bad people come out of good families before. I really have seen some evil people. I've never known anybody that evil, but I've known some sadists and some kleptos and,
with them, it sounded like the perfect storm where they were, they were kind of that way. And then I'm sure the war, well, I mean, war is a pretty nasty business, but it doesn't change everybody like that.
No.
It's it
triggered something in it, It did. It triggered something that. Sorry about that. I don't know what's wrong. This phone's freaking out. It must be a ghost or something, Ted. For real. Damn. Man, maybe it's the Hart Brothers. Oh my God, throw some holy water in there or something. Yeah, that was spooky. I just picked up my phone and said it. Oh, that's dang. But anyway,
yeah, man, the Hart Brothers. I never even heard of them.
I didn't either.
But they were the real deal back in the day.
Yeah.
They fought in the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
Wow. They just couldn't leave the fighting behind.
No, they couldn't. Going. That's like
their whole life.
Like with the Civil War, when the James brothers come out of that with Bloody Bill Butcher and all them, and they was doing what they were doing. I guess war does change a person.
Yeah. I mean, of course it changes everybody, but some it changes in
bad ways.
Bad ways.
That's what I was thinking. Not everybody's the same. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man.
I know both. I know both my grandfathers fought in World War II.
Yeah.
And but they would never talk about it.
Yeah.
It was this for them. It was like that's something best left, left behind. It was they just they would neither one of them, man. Neither one of them ever talk about it.
Yeah, I've met some of them old men like that. They're all dying breed. Now they're dying off, but met them. They wouldn't talk about it. I mean, they was in combat too, documented. And even I had a great uncle that would go hunting, and he had a guy that was from Little Rock would hunt with, and he was a sniper, during the Vietnam War. And he barely talked about stuff, but yeah, they don't. I guess, man. Well, I guess it brings back memories, Yep. Did you see? anything change in them at war when they went through the war? Your grandpas were they, you know what I mean? Were they normal?
Yeah, I mean, they both had successful lives after the war.
That's good.
You know, but of course, as a kid, I didn't know, who they were before the war, right?
Yeah.
So, I just knew that one part of them, and so yeah. But it is interesting how some of the soldiers come back and they just feel like it's that they don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Damn, though. That's just first serial killer. I had to look into that. Well, if it says that they already probably were. I mean, documented anyway. Documented serial killers. So the harpies and the scarecrow man get together and drinking moonshine.
Yeah. I don't know, man. So far, Kentucky's sounding kind of scary.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So there's also a place called Grayson County in Kentucky.
Okay.
And now Grayson County, back in the 1800s, it didn't even have any churches. There was no paved roads.
Yeah.
But there was a midwife named Martha Bellamy. Bellamy.
Oh.
And folks around Grayson County called her Mother Bellamy. And she helped deliver babies. And she would brew tonics. And she would help set broken bones. But the deeper truth was darker. Locals said that Martha never had a child of her own, despite being with child many times. That means pregnant. Every baby born to her was stillborn. Every last one. And it broke her. Some say Martha's grief twisted her mind. Others say she made a deal with something older than God. Something buried beneath the limestone caves that snake under Grayson County. A voice that offered her life in exchange for blood. Whatever the truth, the killing started not long after. It was always the same. A family would lose their newborn in the night. No signs of forced entry, no broken locks. But the crib would be soaked in blood and the infant gone. Sometimes the family dog would be found, split open and gutted. Once a father was found slumped against the wall, his entrails braided like rope and shoved down his throat. The only clue ever left behind was a smear of black ash and a single baby tooth placed neatly on the windowsill. People started whispering about the gut eater. Something that walked on two legs but moved like smoke. Some claimed it was Martha herself, made monstrous by grief. Others said Martha died and something had taken her skin and wore her face like a mask. Eventually, a mob came for her. There were lanterns, guns, pitchforks. They burned Martha's cabin to the ground, but never found her body. Inside was just a burned cradle and bones in the fireplace. Even now, locals swear if you leave your window cracked on a humid summer night, especially during a blood moon, you might hear a soft lullaby sung in a croaky, unnatural voice. And if you wake to find black ash on your floor, it's already too late. Because the gut eater doesn't just kill, she empties you out from the belly first, then the heart, Then the soul, the gut eater.
Man, that one's another spooky one.
Hey, yeah, that's a scary one. Yeah, it's man, that's real. At least the beginning part of it was real similar to that Iowa lady scarecrow, because she was a midwife and a healer woman also, man. And but this one's like a little bit different, where it wasn't the people's babies didn't die; it was all her babies that died.
Yeah.
And then she made a deal with something older than God. What's older than God, man?
Nothing. There's nothing older than God. So basically, she was delivering the babies. Was she killing them, or they was just?
No. The babies were fine.
Okay.
She was no, her own babies. She tried to get her own babies, but
Gotcha.
But then the appearance. So she made a deal. It sounds like she tried to make a deal with a dark
forces.
Entity.
Yeah.
And she was trying to have a baby.
Yeah.
The entity said, well, if you go and steal and kill these other babies, then you'll rack up enough points to where you can actually have your own baby. But it never happened.
Yeah.
She was
it was all a lie. Yeah, the devil was a lie.
It was a lie.
Yeah.
And interesting that she always went for the belly when she was killing people, though.
Yeah, that was weird.
That's where a baby is situated,
Yeah.
In the belly. So it must have been something about the belly.
Where'd he grow?
Maybe whatever dark power was influencing her. Maybe it said, oh, maybe the baby's in there. Look for your baby in there.
Damn.
That's
spooky.
So she was looking for her baby,
Yeah. She was even killing the dogs, man. One dog was found split open. Yep.
Yeah. It was like, maybe your baby's in that dog.
Damn. Then she took the one father and took his entrails, braided like a rope, shoved it down his throat. Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was out there, man. She was definitely dealing with the dark forces of this world. Something I don't want nothing to do with. So yeah, that was freaking. Whew, she was psychotic. But anyway, if you ain't got nothing to add to it, I'll read the last one. And the last one is I know you've heard of it. It's very famous, and I thought I'd throw in a true one, and then throw in some folklore. And kind of mix it up, kind of balance it out like the stories we've been telling, like with the first serial killers, and different ones. But anyway, this is the Cursed Portal, Bobby Mackey's Music World. If hell had a honky tonk, it's called Bobby Mackey's. Just south of Cincinnati, in a little town of Wilder, Kentucky, sits a weathered building that looks like any old bar from outside. Red bricks, old signs, and the rumble of country music from inside. But underneath the music, something else stirs. They say the basement holds the gateway to hell, and the blood that feeds it runs deep. The history bleeds through. Because before it was a music venue, the building was a slaughterhouse in the 1800s. Animals were killed, gutted, drained through a well in the basement floor. A literal blood pit. When the slaughterhouse shut down, legends say that satanic cults used the old well for dark rituals. They say that that's when the real evil started. In the 1890s, a woman named Pearl Byron was found beheaded near the site. Her killers, 2 men who practiced occult rituals. Her head was never recovered. People say it was thrown down the same blood well to offer her spirit to something darker. And that well, it's still there. In 1978, country singer Bobby Mackey bought the place, turned it into a honky-tonk, and opened it to the public. That's when the haunting started. Bartenders reported hearing screams from the basements, lights flickering violently. A jukebox would play on its own, even when unplugged. One man claimed he was possessed in the basement and tried to kill his wife afterwards. A caretaker named Carl Lawson lived upstairs for years, and the story is the stuff of horror movies. He claimed the spirits talked to him, scratched him, and entered his body. His exorcism was filmed. You can still watch it to this day. Visitors report seeing full body apparitions, especially a headless woman in blood-soaked white clothes. Others say they've been pushed, scratched, even whispered to in the pitch black. One woman claimed a ghost followed her home. A week later, her dog found gutted on the porch. No animal tracks, no blood trail, just the body and the stench of sulfur. Bobby Mackey himself doesn't believe it. He plays his show, serves drinks, sings the songs. But above the basement stairs, there's a sign. Enter at your own risk, not responsible for spiritual injury. Whether you believe it or not, the blood pit awaits. The voices still whispers. And something down there is always hungry. Always. Ooh.
Man. I mean,
yeah.
If I ever went to Bobby Mackey's, man, I'd have to order a double bourbon like in the first 2 minutes, man.
Yeah.
I'd be like, woo.
Man. I see.
Wait.
This place is crazy, man.
The restroom is on the first floor, right?
I hope so. I freaking hope so. Yeah.
I'm not going down that basement.
Hell no. But yeah, man, I've watched a few, probably 3 or 4 stories on this place, and yeah, it's legit. It's legitimately haunted. I don't know about no portals and all that stuff, but it's definitely, there's some dark forces at work there. There's a lot of strange stuff has happened. A lot of strange stuff.
Bobby must have got a discount when he bought that place.
He must have. He did. Uncle Bobby. Said he had to get something.
Yeah. I mean, like, people, they have to, it is a pretty famous story, Yeah. And can you imagine, going there to have a nice time? And I mean, it's like that. Wouldn't that just be in the back of your mind? You're I don't know. I guess if the music's good enough, you can stop thinking about it. But
yeah, probably. Yeah, pull your old barfly out of there. My luck should be some ghost or something, or possessed. Yeah, be crazy sleeping with her. Her head starts spinning around.
Well, now, where's the actual crossroads supposed to be?
The actual crossroads.
Yeah,
in Mississippi. I watched the documentary on the guy that was supposed to sell his soul to. You can look. I think it's on Netflix, dude. Watch it. There's an actual documentary about it.
So, but maybe that's the most famous crossroads. Maybe there's the reason they're still in business is they got some good music acts coming through there that made a deal, man.
Yeah, you never know.
It probably could be any crossroads, you know, really.
Yeah.
And then and they're you know, they're it's some good music in there, but there's a reason.
Yep, definitely do. But yeah, that's a famous story. That's a good one. Old Bobby Mackey.
Bobby Mackey, man. Oh wait, I want to Google it real quick and see. I want to see what it looks like. Bobby Mackey's live music bar. It's Music World.
Yeah.
And it's painted white. Oh, they moved to a new temporary location.
Why?
I don't know. I guess maybe they're well, I mean, usually they do that when they're refurbishing the old place, you know.
Oh, okay.
The old location, it says temporarily, but
might have closed it down. The ghost might have closed them down, dude.
Might have been. Yep, it might have been for good, maybe. But it does say. Well, it's weird though. They say it's relocating. I don't know. They're kind of iffy on it. They're temporary, maybe. But also relocating, maybe.
Yeah.
And, they even have on their website. They even have a section on the paranormal things that happen there. But
cool.
But interesting. Bobby Mackey.
I would definitely check. I don't know, dude. I don't know if I go in there or not. Really. To be honest with you, you know,
with all that lore, like who?
Yeah,
oh.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'd go in there for real.
Yeah.
Would you go in there, Ted?
I mean, I'd go in the new place. But I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one building. Although there's some about, you know, let's say you had a building with these dark energies, and you know, over the years, I know that there's been buildings just basically torn down just because of that. You know, just because something real bad happened there.
Yeah.
And they decided, you know, this building is always going to have that association. And so we're going to, you know, it's best if it just basically torn down and something new put there.
Yeah.
It seems to change the, you know, definitely seems to change the
I bet
all the energies involved, you know.
Well, I mean, you probably help them get business too. You know what I'm saying? That's haunted and all that too.
Oh yeah.
You know
yep.
Yeah, good for the revenue. Good for the revenue. So
yeah, man. But what was it? Wasn't there some sort of deep hole or well or something out back?
No, it's in the basement. It's like a blood well. I guess it was a butcher house and the blood would drain.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Hey.
So that's what you're saying, you know, it's some kind of portal or something to hell. Shit, it might be. You don't never know. There might be little points on the earth that you know there is, you know, to get you to the underworld or whatever. I bet you anything, dude. Think about it. They got to get there somehow. You know, or maybe I won't take the Greyhound or something. You know, some way. I mean, they do really should. You know, they got to.
It's the boat over the river Styx, man. The ferryman. Charon, the ferryman.
You got to pay them, don't you, to go over the river Styx, right?
Yeah, you got to give them the 2 coins from your eyes.
Oh,
that's
is
why
that
people,
what it is?
That's why people put the 2 coins on a dead person's eyes, so they would have the fare to pay old Charon.
Yeah, I always thought it was like, you know, for to keep you wouldn't see their eyes open, but.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I understand now. I have to remember when I die, tell them to put a couple, maybe sweeten the pot up, you know, a couple $100 bills or something.
Yeah.
Roll it up. Get me there faster.
You get the first class, man. First class seating to the underworld.
First class seating. But yeah, Ted, if you don't have anything else to add, I appreciate it. I enjoyed it. Man. Kentucky's a spooky state.
Yeah, you got some good ones, man. They definitely are on the contender list for the most kind of traditional.
Yeah.
OG stories, man.
Yeah. Like it's more. I get the Halloween vibe from Kentucky. I always did for some reason.
Definitely.
I don't know why, but I've always got that vibe for real. Yep. But anyway, next week, it will be Louisiana. So
down on the bayou.
Yep. Down on the bayou. Man, bet there's some spooky things down there, you know, with the hoodoo and voodoo and Bourbon Street.
That's gonna be a good one.
Oh yeah, definitely. But anyway, Ted, I appreciate you as always is being here. But everyone out there, you know the drill. Be careful. Look under your bed, look under your closet, and make sure that ham you bought is still in date before you eat it, because it gets slimy and stinky. Throw it out, because it will harm you, and that is spooky. On the toilet for a couple days. All right, everyone. Peace out.